a fictional 1950s New York table tennis player named Marty Mauser, played by the one and only Timothy Chalamet, who desperately chases success and recognition in a world of ping pong. Marty Mauser, a young man with a dream that no one respects, goes to hell and back in pursuit of greatness. Let's get into this thing.
Hello?
Hey, it's Marty Mauser. I'm in the Royal Suite. I saw you in the lobby yesterday.
Okay.
Well, I never talked to an actual movie star. You know, I'm something of a performer, too.
Are you?
Yeah, you don't believe me?
I...
You what? What? You got the Daily Mail in front of you?
This is you?
Yeah, the chosen one. It's a nice picture, right?
I have a purpose. And if you think that's some sort of blessing, it's not. It means I have an obligation to see a very specific thing through. And with that obligation comes sacrifice.
Everything in my life's falling apart, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Do you need any help? I could help you.
I know it's hard to believe, but I'm telling you, this game, it fills stadiums overseas. And it's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
I'm not trying to control you, Marty.
It's unacceptable! It's unacceptable!
But I don't think you understand the stakes. You have no power here.
What do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness. Now look at this, an orange ball, which no one's ever thought of. See, you're already following it way better. Look at his eyes. You're looking more engaged now.
Buddy, custom ball like that, it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Of course it's custom. It's an original ball for an original guy. It's a Marty Surpreme, not the Marty normal ball.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Is It Worth It? Crazy Ant Media's review show. I am your host for this specific episode, J. Logan Austin. Man, oh man, I'm super excited to be talking about the one and only Marty Surpreme today. Oh my goodness, Timothy Chalamet, man. Right. Oscar nominated. 2 years in a row, so super cool about that. But, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see how all of that turns out. Well, and I mean, look at my hairstyle right now. It's kind of, it's very Timothy Chalamet, Marty Surpreme, right? Yeah. Super excited to be talking about Marty Surpreme today. I just recently saw it about a week ago. And y'all know what I do. I break down the highlights, the lowlights, and the midlights of the film. So now we're going to be diving into the highlights of the film. Obviously, just from the trailer, you can tell that this is a very motivational story, especially about ping pong. What? A motivational story about ping pong? That's right. Josh Safdie himself definitely did accomplish his goal in producing something that was honestly unexpected. The first time I saw the trailer, I was very surprised. I was actually very inspired by a ping pong movie, which was awesome. But I mean, you know, I think that gives credit to Timothy Chalamet, which is a big highlight of this film. Because, I mean, what he's able to do, especially coming off of Dune Part 2 and then also Bob Dylan, Complete Unknown, like this is completely different. Apparently, he's been training for this film for quite some time, almost a decade. He's been bringing like table tennis or ping pong tables to different sets with him just to practice and, you know, have fun with it a little bit. So that was super cool. And I mean, what this film was able to do for A24, becoming the highest grossing movie for A24 of all time currently, that is absolutely unbelievable, mate. I'm super proud of this movie because this is a story-driven film that actually a decent amount of people saw. And that brings me to my next point, which is Timothy Chalamet like the only bankable movie star that we have in current day Hollywood? I don't know, man. What do you think? That's the question. But yes, it's an inspiring watch. Timothy Chalamet, definitely a highlight, that's for sure. It's very obscure. Like I said, it's very obscure because I mean, it's crazy to think about people like chasing their dream of being a professional ping pong player, trying to compete in the Olympics and different international circuits. That's very very interesting. I also love all of the shit that Marty gets into because like it is very much a journey type of film. Like it, it's very interesting all the different scenarios that this guy gets himself into. It's very fun. It's very unpredictable. I'm not even gonna lie because like sometimes when you're going through and watching movies, you can kind of predict what's gonna happen next. Not with this film. Marty Supreme leaves you on the edge of your seat the entire time, and that's why that is a major highlight. That's a major highlight. Also, I gotta say, for the first time ever, Tyler the Creator. Oh my goodness, this man has some pretty reliable acting chops. I mean, he was in I would say, 20, 25, 30% of the movie, and he actually did pretty well. And he kind of stole every scene that he was in. He was a great supporting character. I definitely feel like him and Timmy really played off of each other very well. So I definitely am looking forward to seeing more of Tyler the Creator in different Hollywood pictures because I definitely feel like he's got the chops. So let's put him in those pictures. Now we're going over to the midlights of Marty Supreme. Man, oh man. I mean, really, the midlight is really kind of like more of a character study of who this person was or who it was loosely inspired by. And the guy wasn't really somebody you would want to support overall. Like, yes, it's a very inspiring story telling people to dream big, chase their dreams no matter what. But also at the same time, this character is kind of a narcissistic, centralized human being who only really cares about himself and doesn't really care about who he screws over inevitably. Like, he ends up getting, spoiler alert, he ends up getting this girl pregnant and he cares but doesn't care. But that potentially like shows itself at the end. I don't want to give too much away, but there's different moments in the film where you're like, wow, this guy is just using people to just always get what he wants. And that's kind of what he did with the Gwyneth Paltrow character as well, because I mean, they portrayed it a little bit in the trailer that we just watched. Gwyneth Paltrow's character is actually much older than him, obviously, very much a cougar, and he is chasing that cougar. That is for sure. There's some scenes in there with Gwyneth Paltrow where you're really feeling for her. I didn't really portray it or explain it in the trailer, but Gwyneth Paltrow's character is married to Kevin Leary's, aka Mr. Wonderful's character, and businessman, ex-movie star, and businessman just wants the trophy wife, basically. She's also kind of using Marty the same way Marty is kind of using her, but just in different ways. But I mean, it's a very interesting dynamic, but overall, it's very much like a social network for me, where it's a great film. You love watching the main character and everything that they get into. But I personally can't root for Mark Zuckerberg, just like I can't root for a Marty Mauser in Marty Supreme. He's just not a very, I guess, likable guy. I mean, he's a kind of a con artist. I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of a con artist. But overall, it's fun to see what he gets himself into. That's for sure. It's kind of like a uncut gems situation, and I really compared it a lot to uncut gems. Actually, it's uncut gems with ping pong. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Now it's time for the lowlights of Marty Supreme. And man, oh man, there really honestly wasn't a lot. There was some weird scenes here and there that were kind of like, there's this one scene that I honestly think does nothing for the storyline. And it's basically about this Jewish person who was in a concentration camp who was outside the walls helping the Nazis, and he puts honey all over his body, his hairy body, and then he goes back to the concentration camp and lets all of the people in the concentration camp, all the other Jews, lick the honey off of his hairy body. and we saw all of that for about 10 to 15 seconds. And I felt like that didn't do anything for the story. What was the point of that? It was kind of gross. I felt like we could have used a different scenario in that. But hey, it is A24 and they be doing some weird stuff every now and then. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Another low light is, I mean, it's long. It's like 2.5 hours, a little over, a little under, something like that. And I mean, it's paced very well, but it's just, oh my gosh, man. Can cinematic masterpieces not be longer than 2 hours anymore? That is my question. That's honestly just a personal grief of mine. So, what have you. And massive spoiler alert, the last low light of the entire film. Massive spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear it, skip ahead about 10 to 15 seconds. Ready, set, go. The whole time of the story, he's looking to achieve this one goal, and at the very end, he gets disqualified and doesn't achieve the goal. What the hell? It spent the entire time basically just trying to prove it to himself when actually he wanted to basically get all of this recognition from everyone else, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So the entire time I'm just like, what? We just went through all of that mess for that outcome. That was a little disappointing, but hey, that's just me. That's just me. But overall, I really enjoyed Marty Supreme. I can see why it's Oscar nominated. I can see why it's doing so well for A24. It's honestly a masterpiece. It's a cinematic masterpiece in current day time. I hope that this is going to be a film like Sinners that is going to continue to carry on years and years down the line because it's so worth it, guys. It is so freaking worth it. I give this film a solid 4.5 out of 5 stars. Like one of the best films that I've seen this year so far. Yes, we're still in January, but still, I mean, Timothy Chalamet really pulled out all the stops. Josh Safdie did amazing with the directing. Super excited to see what's going to happen at the Oscars. I think Timmy is the front runner. Not gonna lie, I think Timmy is the front runner for best Oscar in lead actors category. So I'm super excited. I'm predicting that that's going to happen. I hope so. Please, please, please. But I mean, he's got Leonardo DiCaprio from One Battle After Another, and that's my guy. So it's a very hard situation. But anyway, yes, I give this a 4.5 out of 5. My Letterboxd review. It is so freaking worth it, guys. Be sure to check it out on HBO Max when it hits there. But I mean, if you can, go see it in a theater. It was such an amazing experience to see it in a theater. It was so worth it. But anyway, guys, that is this episode of Is It Worth It? The Marty Supreme edition. Be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, all the good things on the podcast, the YouTube channel, all the stuff. I am your host one more time, Jay Logan Austin. You can follow me on all social media platforms. And then, of course, you can listen to our entertainment-based podcast, ACAF Podcast, every single weekend on any podcast platform and YouTube. As always, guys, stay supreme.